beat his brakes off. Doesn't know yet, he'll feel it when he wakes up. Got a new car, hear me started. I was beaming, nearly crying when I bought it. Gene pulled down to a cannonball. Kill me in your mouth like an animal. Headlights and shouting, you can tell me all about it when you die. Plenty part-time undertaking, but some friction in the fiction we were making. Tyler Ballgame got his hopes up, disrespected like a blue Kentucky bulldog. Backswing stings like a caddy hole. Keep me in your prayers like an atom bomb. Gold, fame, and status, it's the only thing that matters when you die. I wanna be the one to let you into the light. You know I love it when you lie to me, lie to me. On the way back, was scared of what could go wrong. On the way back, what's there, what could go wrong? Held a seance, left my body. Looking back, it's a little Mary Toddy. Met a pumpkin, scooped his brains out. Took his job when the music never paid out. Gene pulled down to a cannonball. You in your mouth like an animal. No one's gonna tout us, but they'll tell you all about us when we die. I wanna be the one to let you into the light. You know I love it when you lie to me, lie to me. I wanna be the one to let you in to the light. You know I love it when you lie to me, lie to me. Some kind of miracle has opened my eyes, gave back my life to me as I was before. 500 apple trees went through my door. Now all that makes sense to me is right over that line. Too tired to fight the weight on my shoulder, the power to know what's meant for you is coming true. Oh, knock on my door like never before. It's hard, but it's not that far from you. Oh, heaven is soul, rhythm and soul. It's hard, but it's not that far. Hard to apologize for what's hard to believe. Windows can multiply, but the pain never leaves. Cheers Thanks for the song and tearing my life apart. Was it hard? Let's get to the good part. Sweet paradise, I've been waiting to find you. The power to know what's meant for you is coming true. Oh, knock on my door like never before. It's hard, but it's not that far from you. Oh, heaven is soul, rhythm and soul. It's hard, but it's not that far. Have what it takes, I know what it makes me. Eyes on the prize, over and over, it's never enough. Why do I suffer? Eyes on the prize, eyes on the prize. Meant for it, meant for it, meant for it, meant for me. Some kind of miracle has opened my eyes, gave back my life to me as I was before. 500 apple trees crashed through my door. Now all that makes sense to me is right over that line. Too tired to fight the weight on my shoulder. The power to know what's meant for you is coming true. Oh, knock on my door like never before. It's hard, but it's not that far from you. Oh, heaven is soul, rhythm and soul. It's hard, but it's not that far from you. But it's not that far, not that far, not that far from you.
That is Tyler Ballgame playing live. Welcome to the show. I've got a slight curveball of a first question for you, I'm afraid, which is, if you were making a compilation tape or a playlist for someone who just discovered your music and liked it, who would you put on it? What tracks would you give to them which might be informative?
Cool. Yeah, I think, it's funny. I think each song that I do is kind of a send up to like 5 or 6 different artists. I try to keep it pretty varied in terms of each time I go to write a song, or I'll say like, oh, it's like ELO meets Fela Kuti meets Daniel Johnston, like something. I just pull little things from whatever speaks to me. I grew up on classical music and just that kind of divine music where it just feels like it's both deeply of this world and from another world. So the way that I gravitate towards things that free me like that and are quite maybe dramatic or extreme.
But also, I get the impression as well that there's also music which is or not about being isolated, but there's music which is very intimate and personal, and set against that there's music which is very communal. So you can like Nick Drake, but you can like the songs from the shows.
Totally, right. No, Nick Drake is huge for me. I spent probably 10 years of my life learning everything I could about Nick Drake and listening to almost exclusively Nick Drake. So
that's not healthy for you, is it?
No, I was very depressed. But then also the Beatles are my icons. Everything I do, I just think, oh, did the Beatles do that? So it's kind of, I think my music, it's like Beatles solo years, meets singer-songwriter type stuff.
And is that still what you listen to now? I'm giving you a free hour because I'm sure at the moment everyone wants a part of your time. I'm going to give you an hour off. You can listen to anything you want. You're on a bus maybe or something. What do you listen to?
Right now I'm listening to a lot of Cat Stevens, Sufjan Stevens, no relation. Listening to a lot of classical music, like impressionist type stuff. I love the solo year stuff. I love John Lennon's records. It was funny once I started singing in this voice, and people would be like, "Oh, you sound like Roy Orbison." And then I started listening to Roy Orbison. I love Roy Orbison as well. It's just, there's so much good music. I like Labi Siffre, a lot of that like 70s songwriter.
Yeah, which that's an element of soul, which your music's got as well.
Joan Armatrading.
You studied music though, did you? You went to a music college, or you were supposed to go to a music college?
I did. I was registered at Berklee College of Music, but I did go.
Did you learn anything? Because I sometimes wonder with these colleges what you take away from it, and whether there's anything practical which you've picked up which will be a help later on.
Definitely. Well, I think it's everyone around you is taking it very seriously, and they're all extremely good at what they do. So it's like my life is now focusing on music. I'm a musician. I think there's power in that intention. Also, it's learning how to creative workshop at a high level. And then I had a great performance studies class, which is like getting to the core of what you're doing as a performer. As I'm standing on stage, I'm receiving your attention. You need to know that you can surrender to me, that I've put in the 10,000 hours doing what I do, where you're safe. I'm driving the bus. I'm not going to, drive off the road. Like, I can stand there with my feet firmly on the ground and receive your attention and not feel unsure about it within myself, feel confident that I can cradle your attention in the palm of my artistry.
And you went off and did, you've done some odd jobs over the years. You worked in real estate. I can't imagine how.
Oh my gosh.
Were you any good?
I was good at just like reading people. So I was an assistant to a VP at a real estate staffing firm. So I knew when people would be the hire, but I was often interviewing for $250,000 a year jobs, and here are all these esteemed people, and I don't know the first thing about what they do, but I'm gonna blag, as you say, and I'm gonna just read to see if I feel like they're a competent person, if I would trust them, and I was usually right.
So you moved to LA. You did a lot of open mics where you played wherever you could, I think. So going back to what you were just saying about being able to stand on a stage, how much doing those open mics, how much did you learn then? Because I can't imagine, it's a challenging environment to be in.
Definitely, and that's part of what I feel now as we're doing a lot of opening slots for larger bands. You're coming in, you're starting your set when people are maybe finding their seats. They don't know who you are. And I call it hand-to-hand combat. I'm in there in the trenches, trying to convert these people. And I'm converting them through my belief in these sounds and vibrations and my expression. And I think I did take a lot of that from playing, restaurants where people don't want to hear music. They're like, oh, there's a band tonight. Can we be put on the corner away from the band?
We have all done that, I'm afraid.
Totally.
Was there a moment? So through this, you play. Obviously, you're finding cover versions to play and sing, and you're finding yourself and what you're about. Was there as you started writing? Was there a song or a moment where you suddenly thought, actually, this is me. This is the jacket that fits. I like this jacket. This jacket fits. This is what I want to wear.
Totally. It was Help Me Out.
Was it?
And that was, I started singing over that track, and the way we treated the voice with that slapback feel, and that it just made me sing a different way. And then literally it was a jacket where I would get dressed up in this like Springsteen jean jacket that I still wear on tour now, and I would be in the character. I'd put the sunglasses on, and I'm the front man now, you know. And I think it's a lot. It's like being a character actor, you know. It's more than just your mindset. It's everything. It's the totality of what you're bringing into the studio. Yeah.
So you're completely inside the songs, but you can, which I don't know if that's helpful in some ways, because it does always means you can step away from the persona that is the one that's in the spotlight.
Well, it's interesting on my songs, I think each song is a different character, where it's maybe not the same one each song, you know. Like who is the poet? Like says we all contain multitudes, you know. We all have so many different faces and masks within us that whichever angle I'm writing, like I love Randy Newman, you know, where he can write as like a totally different character, or even like a bad person, like an evil person, or, you know, like we're not limited by, the singer doesn't always have to be me, Tyler.
Right. That's interesting, because from what we've heard so far, and in my head trying to imagine what your album will be like, the next album, and I was thinking, it does feel like the songs are, you see, I read it as the songs were different bits of you from different parts of your life, or imaginary life, in character. So it felt more like an autobiography of someone in different parts of their life.
I think the funny thing is, I think John Lennon says this too. He says, it's always about me. You know, like no matter how far you try to run or like paint it up, that you really only know yourself truly intimately, you know. And anything I write always relates back to me, and months later we'll find out like, oh, I'm talking about that, or oh, that's about that chapter, or this person, or this event.
Yeah. Do you know when you're writing the songs what they're about? Do they reveal themselves later?
They reveal themselves later. The best songs I write often come in dreams. I've kind of trained myself to dream melodies. So like 6 a.m. waking up, just like recording whatever in my voice notes, a melody line, or going into the studio blank with nothing, and then just strumming and turning off my mind and babbling and recording it, and then going back and being like, what was I trying to say? So I kind of write phonetics first, like the flow of the phonetic sounds, and then what words fit with that. And then usually if I'm true in turning off my self-judgment, it will mean something to me. And the words.
Have you got someone you can trust, or do you just trust yourself? Do you play things to people and go, I've written this, what do you think? Or are you the man with these are my high standards, if it meets that, I'm fine?
Yeah, I've been working with Jonathan Rado and Ryan Pauly, who are producers, and I play them everything. I send them everything. They kind of catalog everything for me, and then I show my managers and my friends in the band, and kind of just read everyone's reactions. Okay. But then also I know when something is going to be really good, you know.
I love the fact that this ability to read people means you've got to have a good poker face.
Totally.
If you're going to have a conversation about music with you, otherwise we're done. We're just done.
Yeah, I'll know if you don't like the next single.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm on to you, Steve.
You signed to Rough Trade Records, which I'm guessing is, if for no other reason, they are real music people.
Yes, I kept coming back to them. Mainly over just all the amazing music they've put out over the decades, and some of my favorite artists and artists that I've really loved, and records that I've loved, and just shared conversations about Arthur Russell and Nick Drake and these artists that I knew that they would like whatever I did, you know, because it's grounded in a shared vocabulary.
And how much, what's it been like arriving since signing to Rough Trade, and you played the Great Escape where we saw you, and doing more gigs recently, including End of the Road Festival and stuff? What's it like going to countries you never played in before, and finding people there who know your songs? That must be, I mean, it must build confidence.
It's beautiful, and I think for the first time it happened at End of the Road, where I looked out in the audience and there was maybe 15, 20 people amidst the sea of like 500-600 people that were singing every word to every song that was released. And I had this moment where I was just kind of gobsmacked and just like, oh, there it is, you know, like it's it's right there. Like, and then the songs become theirs, you know. I felt this transition of ownership where it's not my song kind of going in and showing what we do. It's like, I'm here to deliver what you ordered, you know. I'm here to deliver something that's now a part of you.
It does very much feel, though, that the process of sharing music, or the music bringing you and the audience together, is very important.
Yeah, I think, honestly, but once I made that connection in my mind and switched, because I made music for a long time where I was almost trying to show how smart I was, or like how complex I could make the chord changes or the lyrics. And then something switched in me where I was like, I want to serve others, you know, like how can I write songs that free people, free myself and free others? And I don't know, I think one of the highest things you can do in life is just to be of service.
What can we expect next then? Have you got a sort of plan in your head of what you're going to do at a reasonable pace? Because we've all seen people become, you know, it's almost like you fall into the cauldron when
right.
You know, at that first point where everyone wants to talk to you and stuff. But what's the plan?
I think just stay over my 2 feet, you know, like just wherever I'm playing a show, be in that moment, you know, and be guided by the present moment, or whether whoever I'm talking to or whatever I'm writing or whatever we're planning in terms of a release or an album. Just stay grounded and stay tethered to what that arrow inside my gut, you know, that tells me what feels good and which direction to go.
Brilliant. It's been lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for coming in. This is Tyler Ballgame on Six Music.